There you go. Tiny, adorable Nimbus. Super cute, super fluffy, and finally we get to start. Ala's here.
Hi. Finally. We're back. It's been hard to find time lately, but we're here now. We're rolling again.
Some pretty good vibey music.
So,
Ta-da.
oh yeah, right. She has put on music because the YouTube thingy didn't work, but it's only on her end. I don't hear anything. I don't fucking hear anything.
And that's how it's gonna stay.
But either way,
No music for
What?
you, only me.
How generous. How generous, so much courtesy. But anyway, we're finally back. And this time, with a favorite of yours, Nimbus, is it so?
Okay, let's focus.
Is it so, Nimbus?
Today we're talking about a very extraordinarily favorite movie of mine, Starship Troopers, the original, because the others kind of suck a little bit, but the original movie is very, very good and will always be my favorite. Yeah.
Are there continuations?
Yes, but we don't talk about those. We don't talk about those.
Okay, so
just like
much
the
similar to Jaws.
Just don't talk about them. They don't exist.
I figured.
But the original's beautiful. I'm going to go on rants. It's going to be great. If you want to listen to my favorite movie.
Of course.
And a lot of shitting on Carmen. I'm not going to lie. There's going to be a lot of fucking shitting on Carmen. She's a character in the movie, and I hate her. I hate her beyond all reason.
Same. I didn't like her at all, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
So much shitting on Carmen. So much. The whole thing.
Much concur. Well, but before we get to her, how did it start, Nimbus? What's going on here?
Eh?
The movie.
Oh, the movie.
The summary.
Well, I will start in a second.
Okay.
I just have to kind of remember what I'm doing. One moment, memory no work, memory die, memory dead, and stuff. One moment.
Maybe if you had shared the music.
Maybe.
Yeah,
anyway, I'm not going to share it because I am a strong, independent cat that can do my own things. What was I talking about? All right. The movie. So what happens is Starship Troopers. We open up in a scene. It's literal war. It's the first scene. You've got your humans and they're at war with giant bugs because, fuck the bugs. Bugs suck. So giant bugs in space, known as arachnids, humans shooting at them. It's not going very well because the bugs are winning. And basically you get to see them rip open a whole bunch of people and it's chaos and it looks like the humans are losing at that point in time. It's like, oh my God, everyone's screaming and dying. And then you cut to so-and-so time previously before this part. You're in high school. And there's this young strapping man. His name is Johnny Rico. He's sitting in his class. He's doing a little drawing on his little iPad thing of him kissing his girlfriend Carmen. It's also in the class, just a couple of seats in front. And his teacher's going on about citizenship, it's a big deal in this world because you can only become a citizen of the planet Earth if you serve in the army. And then you get all these rights and stuff. And if you don't obviously serve in the army, you don't get these civilian rights. You're just a citizen. You're just a civilian. It's a whole thing. Army is a big deal in this universe. If you are in the army, if you served, you have privileges that others don't. Big thing. So he's just going on and on about this stuff. Yep.
Okay. What's cool is that this specific citizen versus denizen thing isn't directly explained at any point. There was no huge exposition dump. It was just you had to gather your information piece by piece as you go along, which I think was cool.
There is a book that this movie is based on, so if you want to learn more about it, you can go read the book. And also the game
Or what?
What's the game called?
I didn't even know that there was a game.
Well, there's several different Starship Trooper games, but there's also Helldivers. Helldivers is also based on Starship Troopers. So.
Oh wait! Oh really? Is it in the same universe, or is it just loosely?
It's
loosely based on that.
I wouldn't say loosely. It's pretty accurate actually, because it's like very patriotic. Super Earth, kill the bugs. It's very funny. I love the satire of it all. Anyway, it's based on it, so you can play that game, or you can read the book, or you can play the other Starship Troopers games that exist. So, like, they're pretty cool. And they're funny. And, where was I? All right, so teacher's going on and on. What's a citizen? Blah, blah, blah. Rico gives the definition, textbook, that a citizen is someone that risks their life to protect protect Earth, really, whereas a civilian just fucking doesn't. And he's like, yep, but do you believe in that? And he's like, no, I don't fucking know. And he's like, of course you don't. You're a fucking teenager. You don't know shit. Anyway, Carmen's a bitch. They leave the class. What?
It took, at first it took me a while to realize they were in high school.
Really?
I don't know. It's weird. It's always weird to me when in shows or movies, teenagers or kids are played by grown-ass actors. I thought they were like in university or something. I was very confused throughout the first part of the movie, but I figured it out eventually.
It's just how they do it in the West.
Did they agree? I think at that time, kid actors were already like pretty widespread.
But they also have to think about the future part of the movie when they're in the army and they're serving and there's death. Like, we got to think of how the characters look and how they behave. They're not going to have 12-year-olds, you know.
True, but maybe it would have sold the idea better that they're literally sending kids to war. And
also you can't have kids actively being killed on screen, so that's why they do it. It's like a legit thing in the movie industry. You cannot have children actively dying on screen for no real reason other than, look, war. Oh, God, this is hilarious, isn't it? Children death. Do you see the problem?
I see the problem, but also I don't think there were any moments just like that, but...
Well, the whole movie is making fun of people going, like, it's making fun of war.
Well, I wouldn't say it's making fun of it. It's like...
It's making fun of
critiquing it in a way.
It's making fun of how it sort of works. Like, we'll send all these people out to die for our cause. And if they're kids, it kind of looks bad. Even though it does happen 100%, but you can't have that shown in movies.
I don't know. I have felt like the beginning of Jaws was funnier.
Yes, that's very sad. Children death isn't funny. Anyway, back to the movie. Where was I? Oh, yes. We leave the classroom. Johnny tries to get a kiss from his girlfriend, Carmen. She's a fucking tease. Anyway, so...
For no reason
For no real reason at all. They go to check their math or scores or something because, like, she's trying to become a pilot in the army. She wants to do a term of service and fly a spaceship because this is in the future. They go up into space and shit. She wants to be like a pilot. So she goes to check her scores. She's great at math. Her scores are high. She reckons she has a high chance of becoming a pilot. Johnny goes to check his scores. It's very, very low. Relatable. He's a bit of an idiot, but that's okay because he's pretty. Anyway.
He's just cannon fodder. Either way.
And also they have a mate. I forget his name. Carl. He's psychic. So psychics also exist in this world, and that's normal. Yeah, so don't worry about it.
That's something I was going to ask you because it was introduced as such. It was heavily implied, never directly told, and then he was kind of like the only one like this.
No, there are others. It's just rare.
Well, I mean, in the movie they never showed any others, I think.
Well, yeah, not in this movie, but in the world itself, psychics exist, and they usually have a very high ranking in the army because they're psychic. Duh, makes sense.
Oh, that's a bit random.
Well, why would it be? If you're psychic, it would make you very important. They're not going to put you in the front lines if you can psychic. They're going to have you into like military intelligence and shit, so you can use your psychic powers for other things.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Like, yeah. But I guess so. It would be easier for them to like manipulate everything from the inside since they have already these powers, but
yeah, but they don't have psychic powers like Professor X. It's a bit more
but
difficult and not so physical. Like, it's not, oh look, I can manipulate things with my mind and instantly tell you not to shoot me. That's not how this psychic power works.
Reading minds is powerful enough, I would say.
Yeah, but they have to touch the person or be very connected to the person in order to be able to do it from far away. It's very complex. It's not as easy in this world as you think that perhaps it is.
It's in any case, in the movie itself, it's never really explained, and it's not playing a very huge role either. More towards the end.
Yeah, because the people that have it are rare, and they're usually put into military secret stuff, so they're not on the active field. So, anyway. Where was I?
Their mate, whose name
they just checked.
Also don't remember.
Their math scores. They then go to another class. They're dissecting a giant bug. And the teacher's going on and on about how, evolution, like, even though they're bugs and bugs are kind of stupid, their evolution, like, they've been around longer than the humans have. They don't know things like fear, or they don't know about death. They just live, exist. They do what they do. That's it. They're like a pretty competent and very functioning organism that it does what it does. And it's like almost unstoppable. They've lasted forever. And these alien insects that they are aware of that live on this planet fairly far away from Earth, called the arachnids, they're capable of like shooting their spore into space to colonize other planets. So she's saying these bugs, like, we think they're stupid, but in reality maybe they're smarter than us in ways that we just don't understand. And then obviously Carmen throws up because they're dissecting bugs and she's a little bitch. Lol.
Or at the very least, much more adapted to their surroundings than we are.
Yes, and a lot more organized, and because they don't fear death, they're just going to keep coming at you. Like, death doesn't matter to a bug. They're just going to go and do what they do. They matter to humans, though. Means we hesitate. Means we get scared. It's a thing. And then we got Dizzy,
and they're also much
in the background,
much easier to produce.
At Carmen, which is hilarious. Dizzy is another character. She's got a massive crush on Rico, massive crush, but Rico is into Carmen, and he did not deserve Carmen, and Carmen's a bitch. Well, more on that later. So after school,
very soon.
Rico
which,
goes.
By the way,
yes,
this dissecting scene, it reminded me of something, namely that I've actually seen this movie as a kid, which I've completely forgotten, or at least at the very least I've seen bits and pieces. I specifically remembered the dissecting scene. Just some insights from my side.
So then after school, Rico goes over to his mate's Carl's place because he wants to practice his psychic abilities. So what they do is he has a card. He's holding up a card, kind of like if you've seen Ghostbusters, that part in the movie where the main character is showing the cards to the male and the female, and they're trying to guess what's sort of, that's what Carl's doing to Rico. And he's trying to sort of project the image of what he's seeing on the card to Rico so that Rico can kind of sense it in his mind what the card is. So kind of like a telepathy. He's practicing his telepathy. But Rico keeps getting it wrong. He can't seem to connect with Carl and see what the card is. So he keeps getting it wrong. Carl's calling him an idiot. He then manipulates his pet ferret to go upstairs and annoy his mum using his psychic abilities, which is funny. But that laugh, that was funny. Yeah.
Another funny thing is that not only was Rico getting all of the cards wrong, he had literally a lower chance, a lower success rate than if he was. I stumbled over my tongue.
He should have technically been able to guess by now, but he wasn't even able to do that.
By pure by pure chance he should have been able to, but his success rate was even lower than that for some reason. That was a funny bit as well.
It's sort of making Rico look to be a bit of an idiot. Like, we've just seen his math scores, they're very low, so we know he's not good at school. We also see that even when it comes to luck or even psychic capability, he's got fucking nothing. So it's making him kind of look like an idiot. And I think that's kind of the point at this point. It's like, yeah, he's an idiot, but like perhaps he's better at some other things that others just aren't. But right now he looks like an idiot. He's also with a girl who clearly doesn't really love him all that much. Idiot. Just saying. It's a bummer. But after this, we know that there's was it a football game that's coming out? It's not really. I don't think it's called football, but it's like the future's version of like football, and it's very fancy.
It's based on American football loosely. Yeah, they like do a lot more sci-fi. Acrobatic, fancy tricks though.
Yeah, very sci-fi, very cool, but. Yeah, let's call it football because it basically looks like football. And it's Rico's team versus some other team. Carmen's there to cheer on Rico, obviously. I like that the team, like here in space, I like it because it's all equality. Like girls and boys are on the same team, you know? And they also all serve together in the army. Like it's all very equal in this sort of world when it comes to like the genders. Like everyone is sort of equal in that aspect.
I'm pretty sure in terms of armies, it's kind of like it works nowadays as well.
Oh no, the girls get such an easier time in the fucking army. It's not even fair. They literally lower the standards for women so they can get in. It's crazy. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Starship Troopers and how like basically everyone's equal. Everyone gets treated exactly the same, which is fucked because like the training in the army in this movie is like, whoa, like you've got drill sergeants literally throwing knives at you. Fabulous. So where were we? The football game, Dizzy's on the same team as Rico. They play together on this football team. So they're playing together. There's this guy called Xander on the other team who starts flirting around with Carmen. And it's like, I'm sorry. Nowhere. Like, obviously he's literally thought out of nowhere. She's pretty or whatever, goes up to talk with her. But she's kind of flirting back a little bit. And it's like, whoa there, Carmen. You're with Rico. What are you doing flirting around with this motherfucker that you've just met? What the fuck is wrong with you? And then Rico sees this and he gets a little fucking hot under the collar because as you do, some guy's chatting up your girl. So you go up, he goes up and starts going, look, that's my girlfriend. Fucking, and then the Xander's all like, oh, there's fair in love and war. And I'm just like, fucking end his life. So Rico's getting all angry, angsty. He's getting all bothered and this is causing him to play poorly, to which Dizzy's like, stop being a fucking idiot. We need to win this, which is fair. Dizzy's a champion. Ultimately, they win the game. Like, Rico's team wins the game, Xander's team loses, and then Carmen runs up to Rico to give him like a congratulatory kiss, but she looks at Xander like, oh, my boyfriend won and I'm going to kiss him because he's the winner kind of a look. And it's like, you were just fucking flirting with this other guy and now you're kissing Rico probably just because he won, but you're looking at this other guy to be like, oh, teasy, teasy, lol. And it's like, the fuck is wrong with you, Carmen? Jesus fucking Christ. I can't even stand this woman. So Xander walks off annoyed because like, shit, I just looked like an idiot in front of a girl I tried to impress and her boyfriend beat me.
Which won't even matter in the end.
And it's just like, fucking Carmen's horrible. So now we cut to Rico's getting ready for prom because it's basically like he's about to leave high school. It's the last sort of dance. And
they're graduating.
He's graduating, so he's getting ready for this dance. He's going to go with Carmen, obviously. He's talking to his parents.
But she declines.
What?
Doesn't she? She declines. She said said something in the likes of, oh, I'm doing some other stuff, because he ends up going there alone.
No, he doesn't. Did you even watch the movie?
No, but hey,
they literally, the thing? Honey, just
she declines.
No,
he
sweetie,
goes there alone, and then
no,
what?
Didn't happen at
but
all.
I swear. What?
Just listen to my story, because honestly, I've seen this movie hundreds of times. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Where was I? So he's getting ready for the ball with his parents, and they're talking about how he's considering joining up to do a term of service for the army because, well, his girlfriend Carmen's going to go and be a pilot, and I think Carl wants to join up too because, you know, this is just the thing you do in this world. You join the army. But his parents are like rich civilians. Like, they don't do the army thing, but they're really, really rich. And they're like, oh, no, you're not going to join the army. That's stupid. People die in the army. You're going to go on holiday. You're going to go on vacation. And then you're not going to take part in the army because that's stupid. They're very against the army. And Rico's like, no, I want to do it. And his mum's like, you only want to do it because Carmen's doing it because she looks because she wants to look handsome in a uniform. And then he gets all upset because it's like, oh, don't talk about Carmen that way. But let's be honest, he's only joining the army because Carmen he's just that kind of person at this point in the movie. He's just an idiot who's following his girlfriend.
That was literally his motivation, yeah.
And so then his father goes, oh, you can go to this beach that we're sending you to, Zagumba Beach. And Rico's like, oh, I've always wanted to go there. So at this point, it seems like maybe he's decided to stay. He goes to the ball. Carmen's there. They're together. But Carmen wants to go talk to someone else because their sister had made pilot and she just wanted to talk to them and see what's going on.
Oh, that was how it went. Oops.
So
okay.
he goes off to talk to them, and Rico's fine with this because he wants to go talk to his teacher, who was talking to him about joining the army and what is a civilian and la 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 la, because like this teacher, like, I guess inspired him in a way. So they go have a chat. Rico tells the teacher, Mr. Ratchek, about how he's going to join the army and that his class kind of like inspired him to do so. But it's partly that and also partly because Carmen's joining. And he's like, but my parents are
mostly
against
because
it.
Carmen's joining.
And what do you think I should
do?
For
the most part.
And the teacher's like, oh, look, you need to make up your own mind because that's one of the very few freedoms that people really have. Like, you need to decide shit for yourself. And so Rico, you know, he absorbs this information. He's like, okay, I get that. He goes off to find Carmen. Carmen is fucking talking to Xander again, and they're doing a little flirty thing, having a little laugh, and then she notices Johnny, and she's like, oh, Johnny, like, oh, that's right, I've got a boyfriend. Oh.
He has to literally pull her away from him.
Yeah, and she's like, you remember Xander? Oh. And he's like, oh, yeah, from the game. And then Xander's all like, oh, no hard feelings. And he's like, oh, not at all, because we won. And then he takes Carmen away to go dance. And I'm just like, fucking hilarious. But also, your girlfriend's a fucking bitch. Fuck Carmen. Like, honestly, fuck Carmen.
Pretty much, yeah.
So the two of them are now doing their little slow dance. It's da 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 da. And then she goes, oh, my father's not home tonight. Implying that, oh, you can come back and we can go smash. And I'm like, don't smash that, for fuck's sake. Jesus. Do not smash that. But Rico's an idiot, so obviously he smashes that. Goddamn Rico. Anyway. Next.
Wait, does he?
Well, we don't see it. It's implied off screen that he goes and smash.
I missed that completely.
Well, you also thought he went to the ball alone.
Well, because Carmen instantly separated from him.
Yeah, to go talk to her friend about their sister, about joining the military.
I must have missed that few seconds.
Jesus.
I guess I wasn't really... I might have not paid the most attention at the moment.
Clearly. So now we've cut to Johnny's in another argument with his parents. He's going off to join the army. He's decided, this is it, I'm going. So his father's like, if you walk out that door, you're cut off. And he leaves. And then his father's like, all right, you're fucking cut off. His mum's pleading with him, please don't go. Like, people die, you know, it's dangerous, stay. But he's made up his mind. He's going to go join. So he, Carmen, and Carl go sign up for the army. And I think they take a test or something before they join up, because like you can't just choose what you're going to get, because it's based on your scores in school, obviously, and la la this and la la that and what you can do. So Carmen managed to get into the pilot sort of program. She's going to go up to space. She's going to learn to fly the giant spaceships. Carl got games and theory, which is like military intelligence, which is like the highest thing you can get because of his psychic abilities. So he's going to be like really, really high up in the chain. And poor Rico gets mobile infantry, which is literally just cannon fodder. Like, they're just ground troop soldiers that go in and pretty much die, like, constantly. There is so much death in the mobile infantry. And
there was that one scene when all of them entered, like, the facility and were at the receptionist desk with that guy who was also from the mobile infantry.
Yeah.
Remember?
And he's missing an arm and both his legs. And when Rico...
Well, we don't see that at first.
But when
he was like, oh, great. The mobile infantry was what ended me up here. And then he rolls away from the table and we see that he's missing.
He congratulates Rico and says, mobile infantry made me the man I am today, saying that, oh yeah, being in the infantry made me the man I am today. He said it proudly, but when he moves away from the desk, it's seen that he's got no legs and he has a robot arm, so he's essentially a stub, really. And Rico looks at this and goes,
essentially...
Whoops.
Well, essentially what I was saying, just not with the exact same words.
Yeah, but
because I don't remember every line by heart.
He made it sound like he was very proud of it. Like, you know, it made me the man I am today, which is fine. Like, being in the army can make you a better person or make you into a person that's better than what you were. But when you see the visual of him literally being like half of him is missing, like it just makes you think, shit, like he's been through something. Like, holy shit, he's missing half his body.
Made him the man he is today.
But it's funny. So it's
a bit of a dark humor.
There's a lot of sort of satire and dark humor in this. So as the three of them are leaving, they make a vow that no matter where they go or what happens, they'll always be friends. And Carl's like, well, the chances
was a little bit cringe, not gonna lie.
Yeah. The chances of us like meeting up again as well as like not dying are pretty low, but sure, let's just fucking do it. And so they make the vow and they all head off to their respected areas of whatever it is that they're doing. Yay, we don't see Carl again for a while though, because military intelligence, you know, we're not going to see that.
Him, the next time we see him is in an ad.
Yeah, they have these
skipped over completely.
These little infomercials scattered throughout the movie that are very like pro-army, join the army, let's go fight, definitely, everything's great, you know, do your part. La la la, it's fun.
In one of them, they were handing out straight up bullets to children.
They're handing out bullets to kids. It's making fun of the whole thing and making it look like...
What are they going to do with bullets?
It's just how it is. They're making it seem like they're glorifying the army, they're glorifying war, they're making it seem like you need to, you know, join up, it's great, do your part for your world, la la la. It's funny.
It's also where that meme comes from.
I'm doing my part.
Everyone doing their part.
It's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And so those are scattered throughout them, and Carl is in one of those where he's shooting an arachnid, showing like where their weak spot is. It's funny, but we don't see him much throughout the rest of the movie, though.
It also was funny. He was like, "Oh, don't shoot at their legs." She demonstrates, and shoot at this part. Shoots at it. But it looked like he was literally shooting the exact same place.
Well, it's an older movie. It is what it is.
Yeah. Also, this ad made me realize, why exactly are they called arachnids?
Because they're bugs and they kind of look like spiders.
Yeah, they're bugs and they look like spiders, but the thing is, arachnids have two defining characteristics. 8 legs, which arachnids in this movie don't have, and 2 separate body segments, which they also don't have. They have like one big body part.
Well, you can always talk to the original creator of the book. I don't know. There's just a species of alien. That's what they call them. They're just the arachnids. I don't know. There are different kinds of bugs. There are the beetle bugs. There are flying things. Like, they have different bugs in the species of the arachnids, but I don't know why they decided to call them arachnids. Maybe because it sounds cool, but you should probably talk to the writer about this. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's just funny to me that even the two body segment part would have been so easy to fulfill. Nope, they're just one blob.
They look fine. What was I talking
Well,
about?
they do look fine, but why calling them that? They officially join the army, the mobile infantry, and get assigned to their places.
Yes. Okay, so now we spend most of this time we spend prioritizing like Rico. Like the rest of we do cut back to Carmen sometimes, but we don't really see Carl again for a very long time. But we primarily focus on Rico at this point in the mobile infantry. So he's just joined, he's showed up, he's getting, I guess, familiar with his new drill sergeant, Zim. He's a bit of a badass. He's actually pretty great as a drill sergeant, not gonna lie, he's funny. But he's full on.
The first thing he does is break one guy's arm.
Yeah, he
and, like, not even just the snapped clean off, the shit was poking out of his arm.
Yeah, he had blood and bone, like it was everywhere. He challenged to see if any of them would be able to take him down if they were strong enough. And so one of the guys, a country guy, he thinks he's a big guy. He goes, maybe I can do it. So they have a little tussle, and Zim full on just breaks his arm, like full on breaks it. Yeah, there's bone and blood, and it's
no
it's
mercy
like lol.
at all.
So kind of, yeah, he's showing them that you can't really fuck with him, and he will kill you if you don't do what he says. Like, this is the army; he can do whatever he wants with you. That's how it is. And then before we continue on with that, Dizzy shows up. She has transfer orders. I guess she had signed up to be with a different sort of fort or like sort of military area, but she got transferred over to the one where Rico was in. And so Rico's a little surprised because Dizzy's here. Dizzy gives him a little smile because she's always had a crush on him. And then Zim's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, what, you transferred here? And she's like, yeah, I heard this place was the best. He goes, yes, it is, but fucking should you be here? And then she goes all fucking bad bitch mode, drops her shit and gets ready to fight to prove that she's tough. And she does land a hit. Like, she does better than the big guy did, not gonna lie. She does get face planted and like choked out though, because like Zim is better, but like she made a good effort.
Ruthless.
She made a good effort. And then we cut to they're getting lunch, they're in the mess hall, and Rico makes a new friend called Ace. He's a bit of a jerk, but that kind of fun sort of jerk, you know.
That blonde guy?
Yeah, the blonde guy. And so they become pretty good friends, very close bros. That's adorable, actually. And so Dizzy goes,
this entire time
what?
This entire time period is more or less like, I guess, slice of life in a military camp.
Yeah.
Which was very nice to see.
Sort of getting
close with each other.
Know the characters, or sort of seeing just sort of basic military training life sort of a stuff. And Dizzy goes to talk to Rico, be like, yeah, hey Rico, because they went to school together, and she's happy to see Rico, but Rico's not happy to see her. He's like, you know, you only came here because of me, because he knows that Dizzy has a crush on him. And she's like, oh, you think I joined?
Him,
what?
Despite him being there only because of Carmen himself.
Yeah, which is ironic, but like, he's upset with Dizzy.
It is what it is.
Dizzy is like,
there's only Carmen in his head right now.
Where am I going? Oh, hold on. Dizzy's upset with him for accusing him of like thinking the only reason she's there is because of Rico. But like, the place they are at is apparently the best of the best for training and stuff. So it could just be assumed she wanted to go there because it's the best. Like, who really knows her? Like, yeah, she likes Rico, but she never stated that she went there because of Rico. And how was she supposed to know Rico was there? Like, she didn't know Rico was going to this particular place.
Exactly.
Like, so she gets a little upset because he's accused her of something that she probably had no idea he was there. Like, it is what it is. So we do training. You know, Ace and Johnny get more acquainted. They become bros. They mess around. bros time, and Dizzy pretty much shows off why she's there, and she's just better than they are. She's just she's better. She shows off her skills and that she's better than them, and it's funny.
But she's part of the buddy group.
Yeah, she's showing that she deserves to be there. She's capable. She'll kick a man's ass. Pretty great, and you know, that she just wants to be friends and stuff. She doesn't want this animosity. Water is good. And when I think we cut to Carmen around this time as well.
Already? I think we first see her in those video call-esque thingies.
I think it's slightly before that. So we cut to Carmen for it's a little short thing. Like, it's not important for Carmen. But she and her friend, they're racing around the giant spaceship because whoever gets to the little shuttle first gets to fly it. So they race to the shuttle. Carmen fucking wins. She gets to fly. And apparently she's a fucking insane flyer. Like, she just flies really quick. She's basically a woman driver. She's speeding around doing stupid shit. It's hilarious. And but she's one of the best in her whatever. But it's like, no, she's just a crazy psycho. And
exactly. Sometimes you just don't care. Even though they are the best. And allegedly.
She's in such a good mood today because she gets to fly one of the really big ships. Like, she's going to be training to be one of the co-pilots of the really, really big ships. So she gets to a new big ship. She introduces herself to the captain. She sits in her co-pilot seat. And guess who's there helping her co-pilot as well? Oh my God, it's Sander, because he's also in the military and he's also flying in the big spaceships. And she's like, oh my, what a coincidence. And he's like, maybe I purposely made it so we would be in the same flight team because I saw your name there. And I was like, you're a fucking dick. And you're a fucking bitch. Jesus. And they're doing their little flirts. And I'm like, you're still with Rico, Carmen. At this point, you're still with fucking Rico. Jesus Christ. Fucking honestly. It wasn't fate because he literally. Could it
be fate?
No.
Also, both of them knew exactly they were going to the same thingy.
Well, he was already in the same thing, but he made it happen. Like, he saw her name and made it so she would be on his team because he was higher up. So he made it happen. He even said it. He even said he made it happen. It's not fate. It's him being a homewrecker and her being a whore. That's what it is. She's a fucking bitch. Anyway. So they're flirting around and flying and they're doing their little thing. Meanwhile, fucking Rico's down in infantry getting his ass kicked by Zim, doing his training and having no idea that his girlfriend's off flying around with Vander. Fucking honestly.
Nope.
So then Rico manages to land himself squad command. So he's in charge of his whole little group, which is awesome. You know, with Dizzy's help, of course, he managed to pass this sort of hard sort of military practice thing. Zim made him leader, so squad leader, and he's all proud of himself. He has a little medal. He's like, fuck yeah. And everyone's like, oh, look at him. He's so happy. And he goes to Dizzy and he's like, you know, thanks, Dizzy. Sorry about before. Let's be friends. And Dizzy's a little disappointed because she does like Johnny, but she goes, yeah, all right, we'll settle for friends. Good on you, Dizzy. And then mail call rocks up. Rico gets mail. It's from Carmen. Oh, he's very happy because, oh my God, my girl sent me a message. And everyone's like, oh, your girlfriend's message you. Oh my God. So he puts it on. He's listening. And she's going on. She's trying to make herself look hot. I don't know. I think she's an ugly bitch.
The entire room is listening.
Yeah, the entire room's watching because like, oh, it's Johnny's girlfriend. And she's going on, oh, you know, hope you better have made squad leader. If not, I'll tell him to talk to me. I'm like, what the fuck are you going to do? Jesus Christ. And she looks at space. She goes, oh, look how beautiful it is. And la, 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 la. And she's like, that's also the problem. And at this point you realize, oh no, she's breaking up with him.
Something's not going right.
Because
something's not going as it was supposed to. Yeah.
No, it's terribly wrong. So she starts going on about how she wants to go career because she was just going to do a term of service, which is like 2 years. And now she's decided she wants to go career. So she's literally going to spend the rest of her life like out in space doing the piloting thing. And that's not going to leave a lot of time for them because she's up in space and Johnny's back down in the mobile infantry. And, you know, it's not going to leave a lot of time for them. And everyone at this point starts dispersing because they're like, oh shit, they're breaking up. So they all wander off and Johnny's looking deflated. And then she goes, oh, write to me, Johnny. Write to me to let me know we'll always be friends. And I'm like, what a fucking bitch.
That's the worst breakup ever.
Like, honestly, they weren't even face to face. It was through text, basically.
It was a recording.
It was a fucking recording. And he joined the mobile infantry first. He even told, like, his mate Ace comes over and goes, oh, it's funny how they always want to be friends after they rip out your heart. And then Johnny goes, I joined the infantry for her. Like, I did this for her. And he's like, nah, you made squad leader on your own, bro. You don't need some stupid bitch. You're capable. And it's like, oh, Ace is a good bro. He's a good bro. But, like, Rico was an idiot for joining up. Because he did. He partly only joined up with Carmen. So...
Well, the movie makes it very, very clear that it wasn't the best decision.
Yeah.
There was this other scene, which I very liked. All of them in the showers and everyone talking about their reasons of joining the army. And one was like, oh yeah, I was gonna go to university, but there was no way we could have afforded it, so getting a citizenship was the only way I could get in, which makes it also harder because the university he wanted to go to was the same one Rico's parents were gonna send him in. Others were like, oh yeah, I wanna start my own business, but I can't really. Others wanted to escape their own family, like farm backland businesses and start their own thing, which wasn't really able to. Everyone had this solidified reasons. And then someone was like, hey, and you, Rico, why are you here?
And Dizzy's like, because of a girl. Yeah. Because she knows he's here for Carmen.
It's a little bit... It makes one think.
You know, everyone pretty much, because like in this world, you're right. University costs a lot of money, but if you serve in the army, they pay for you to go to university when you're done. Or it's also easier to start a family as well. Like if you want to start a family, apparently there's rules in this world. But if you had served in the military, then it's easier for you to, you know, get married, have kids. They'll let you do that. So everything pretty much, like there's a lot of rights that you can only have access to had you served or are in the army. So it's very...
So everyone is sort of more or less forced by one or more reasons there, and well, except for Johnny.
Yeah, well, Johnny had a choice. Like he had all these things.
Yeah.
But he joined up only for Carmen, pretty much.
That's exactly the point of that scene, to show that, yeah, there are maybe more reasonable reasons to do that.
So then we cut up to, there's another sort of drill going on, but they're using live ammunition. It's sort of to show off Johnny's leadership skills. And during this drill, the big farm guy who got his arm broken earlier, he is having trouble with his helmet. It's not staying on right. It's going onto his eyes. He can't see properly. And because he's messing up, it's messing up the team's score. And so Rico's all like, okay, let me see your helmet. Take it off so I can fix it. He takes it off, and one of the other teammates gets hit by a sort of mechanized droid thing. And when she gets hit, her suit kind of starts like convulsing.
He falls over.
Yeah, to sort of simulate pain. But because of that, while she's freaking out, she shoots her gun with the live ammo on it. And this big guy's not wearing his helmet, gets straight shot in the dome. He's done an out. And that's it. He's dead. Like, it's sad, but it's true. It happens under Rico's watch. And Rico gets relieved of squad command because ultimately it was his responsibility, and he did kind of get him killed. It was a bummer.
Yeah. I think it's such a bullshit situation. Not with what happened, but like, these are still rookies. What are they expecting? It's I don't know, man.
Well, it's to get ready for the
Giving
army.
them-
It doesn't matter
Well, yeah,
whether you're new. If you're sent to war, you need to be ready.
Well, you have to be ready, but it also doesn't make sense to give rookies command and then let them all kill each other accidentally like this.
Well,
They're there
he was supposed
in
to
order
be wearing
to get
his
trained.
helmet. Like, Rico told him to take his helmet off, and then had he not taken his helmet off, he probably would have lived. That's the point.
Well, he would have lived, but what I'm saying is it's stupid to give someone who's as new as everyone else such high command.
But it's to train for his
training
position. Like, how is he supposed to train to be a leader? Like, they're training him in a position where it's supposed to be a safe area. You're surrounded, like, you're not at war, but this is simulating war. We need to see how you will hold up in a war situation. And Rico didn't, because he commanded his like underling, his private, to take off his helmet during a live fire exercise.
Well,
which
I'm
was
pretty sure
very
there would have been other
stupid.
ways.
Very stupid.
Well, it was stupid, but likewise, it was very stupid to give him such command
But
in
he
this
has
situation.
to
I'm pretty
practice
sure they
his
would-
command. How is he gonna get
pretty
better
sure-
if he doesn't practice?
Well,
Obviously,
If you're in
he was
school,
not
are you-
supposed to
no,
be
it's
in
like-
command, and they relieved him of it. It showed them that he should not be in command. He made a terrible decision.
it's still dumb.
It's not.
like
It
when you
makes
go to
sense
school,
in an army situation. How else are they supposed
When
to
you go to
learn if you
school-
don't teach them?
Are they teaching them?
Yeah, it's
They
a
were
live
just kinda
fire
left to their own-
exercise. Let's see
I
how
think
you
it would
go
be-
as the leader of the group.
That's not teaching. That's just leaving them to themselves. I think there would have been ways to make a similar exercise, but without.
It's the army.
Even-
They're not going to baby you. They're going to throw you into a situation and say, fucking deal with it because it's war. That's how they do
I'm
it.
pretty sure it's not how IRL armies would.
Maybe
would
not,
work.
but like I can see if you're practicing for war, you kind of gotta, they're not gonna not shoot you in war. Like if you're in war, you need to be ready for anything. And had you just been
But what's-
babied the entire time during training, what are you going to expect when you go into war?
Yeah, but what's the point if you're shooting everyone in training already?
But
then
they're
you're just
not
not gonna have
shooting
anyone
humans.
left.
They're shooting replicant statues.
And they still managed to get someone killed.
Rico did.
The
It
thing
showed
is-
that he wasn't ready for
Well-
the position.
I don't think that he should have been given such a position in the first place.
I don't think you're
Or at least
understanding how it
not in these
works.
circumstances. Well, I think you would have gotten all of your rookies killed.
How else are you going to train a leader if you don't put someone as leader?
Well, I don't know. I'm not a drill sergeant either, but I would argue there are ways
Not
to
in war.
reduce potential casualties.
Well, there wouldn't have been a casualty had Rico not been a poor leader. Yeah. Anything else?
You cut off
What?
for a second there,
He
but
wouldn't.
well, I will die on the sill. He shouldn't have been given. Like I've seen such drills and simulated missions sorta in media before, and usually it's the sergeant who is taking the lead position, and then the other normal squad members are the rookies, and they're getting commanded. Because if you've never done these things before, you can't expect someone to, like, I don't know, be handed over live ammunition and being sent there.
Well,
but
then what happens if it happened? Let's fast forward a little bit. Remember when they're on Clandathu and they're shooting, and their sergeant who's leading them ends up getting done in, and they don't know what to do. They literally go, Ace, what do we do? He doesn't fucking know. They're just standing there about to die until Rico finally decides to stand up and say, just kill them all. Like, you need to train. You just have to put them into a situation and say, look, show us what you can do. Because if you're in a situation where There is no sergeant. They've been done in. What are you going to do? Rico failed at this point. He got that guy killed because of his poor decision making.
Are there any army sergeants watching at the moment?
God, I hope not. You do not need to be watching me.
No.
You should be out doing better things than watching me. I mean, if you are watching me, thank you. I appreciate it. But like, I am not like, I'm nothing. You guys, I have mad respect for you guys. You should not be watching me.
Really? The army?
I have a lot of respect for people that serve and people who like go into the police. They keep us safe and they risk a lot and sacrifice a lot for us. Like,
well, police and army are two completely separate things.
I know they're two completely separate things, but I have respect for both.
Interesting.
Because they both sacrifice themselves to keep everyone else safe. If you're in trouble, they're the one, like if the country's in trouble, they're the one going out and dying to keep you safe. And if you're in trouble just in your everyday life, the police are the ones that will come and help you. Like, they deserve mad respect.
Army are two completely different things.
I know, but people die for you to live. I think that's to be respected.
Well, ideally, but we both know that that's not always exactly the case.
Either way, if you serve, I respect you, my guy, or my girl, you know, doesn't matter. Everyone can serve, and I respect what you do.
Depends on what you're doing.
Well, someone certainly doesn't like the military.
Well, when is the that's a completely different thing.
Mad respect for you guys. Anyway, where were we? Yep, so he's dead. Rico gets taken into higher up guy. He's all like, okay, what the fuck went down? What the hell? This guy's dead. We've got this other chick, the chick who fell down and accidentally shot the guy because, you know, she was in pain due to the suit that she was wearing, and she was the one that had shot him because of the convulsions and stuff. She left because obviously having killed him, it sort of messed her up a little bit. So she's resigned from the army. She left. And so they've lost 2 people to this incident. And they can't really afford to lose any more because there is still a war kind of going on. And they go, Rico, what the hell were you doing? And he's like, I just wanted to win. Like, he wanted to win. He wanted his soldiers to be at their best optimal capacity. He wasn't really thinking about the potential danger. And that's Rico's mindset at this point. And so the sergeant guy, he's like, look, can we salvage this man? Like, can we do something that we can keep him here? And they go, yeah, we can try. Like, is it federal punishment? So basically he gets 10 lashes, like with a whip. If you don't know what that is, like they whip you 10 times, like as punishment for getting this man killed. And that's exactly what they do. They do the 10 lashes. It's a whole public thing because it's a punishment. We got to show everyone else what happens if you fuck up, but also we need to punish you so you don't fuck up again. So he takes 10 lashes and that's his punishment. Then we, I think we cut back to Carmen.
Yeah, to Carmen.
And she's doing a little flying thing. Oh, it's flying and da-da-da-da. And everything's fine for a minute. She's with Xander and they're doing their fucking... I hate Carmen.
Because of course they are.
Having a sip of water. Then there's an asteroid. It's coming towards their ship and Carmen does some maneuvering. They manage to pretty much dodge the majority of the damage. And Captain's like, oh, you know, good job for avoiding that. But this massive asteroid keeps going and it ends up hitting Earth. It ends up not only just hitting Earth, it ends up hitting Venezuela, which is where Carmen and Rico and Carl are from. Like, that's it. Like, and then we cut back yeah.
That thing in particular confused me a little bit because I'm pretty sure we're told that they're from the US, aren't they?
They're from Buenos Aires.
Well, yeah, but wasn't it kind of sad?
What?
Well, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure. Okay, so the way I interpreted this, I'm in my mind. I don't know if that was really said or if I imagined that, but from what I remember, it was implied somewhere in the beginning that they were like, or at least that it was something based on the US, like an IRL equivalent.
They ever mentioned anything about America?
No,
in the movie.
Okay, because having heard Venezuela confused me. I was like, huh?
Of Buenos Aires.
Did the US expand? Did the US expand like all the way down south? But there was
no mention about anything America.
Okay, I know. I must have imagined that then.
So then we cut back
but it would have been a funny image.
Rico, he's packing up. He wants to leave. Even though he's done his 10 lashes, he's just done. Because, he got someone killed. He only joined the army for Carmen. He's realizing he's above his pay grade. Like, he's not meant to be here. He doesn't really want to be here. He's leaving. And, Ace and Dizzy pretty much are like, what the hell? Like, you took your stuff, you did your lashes. You don't have to leave. And he's like, nah, I'm going. I'm fucking off. He does like a FaceTime call with his parents to tell them that he's going home. Like, he's coming home. He was stupid. He made a mistake. And his parents are like, it's all right. Like, you come home. We're here for you. They're actually very supportive. And they're like, it's fine. You come home, because they love their son, obviously. They have different viewpoints, but they love their son. And so Rico's like, all right, I'm coming home. And then things over on the parents' side start getting dark, and you can kind of hear this noise, like this sort of eerie noise. And
Meteor?
And the parents are like, oh, it's gotten dark. Like, what's happening? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And then the call cuts off, and Rico doesn't know what's going on. So he's like, oh, okay, maybe it just cut off. I guess I'll just start heading home. And then as he's walking out of the area to leave, he's going down Washout Lane, everyone starts running, and he's like, what's going on? And someone yells out, war, we're going to war. So he fucking follows to see what's going on. There's the TV on showing what just happened. And what just happened was the asteroid that Carmen just basically dodged had hit Rico's home and killed like pretty much everyone there. Like, it hit home, and he's got nowhere to go now. Like, that's that. He's lost his parents, and that's that. He's extremely upset. He goes back to the higher ups like, look, I want to come back. I want to sign back up. And they're like, look, you signed your order. Like, you're not in the army anymore. You fuck off. And he gets all like, my whole family was in Buenos Aires. Like, that they're dead because of the asteroid, because of the bug asteroid, because they're saying it wasn't really seen or proven, but the asteroid had come out of the arachnids' home world, and that they're the ones that sent the asteroid to Earth, allegedly. Like, we didn't see anything. Everyone's saying that the bugs did it, allegedly. And so he goes,
yeah. We never actually get defined confirmation of that, now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's just allegedly the bugs sent the asteroid to Earth, allegedly, but we don't actually know. And so because he's got no place to go, he's all fired up, he wants to rejoin, he's angry, he's pissed, he wants to kill some bugs. Zim's like, he does some little shenanigans to rip up Rico's sort of resigning order, being like, does this look like your signature? And Rico's like, yes sir, it is. And Zim's like, it doesn't look like it to me, and rips it up. And I'm like, Zim's a bro. Anyway, Rico's back in the army. They're getting ready for war because bugs. So yay, now the fun stuff starts happening. We go up to this, it's like a giant space station, and they've all gone up here to sort of get ready before the day they head out to Clandathu, which is the home planet of the bugs. So while they're on this giant spaceship, they're all bros, they're all hanging out. All the mobile infantry are just having their final last day before they go to war. And Rico and Ace and Dizzy, and they're all messing around and having fun. And then Rico hears a familiar voice. Oh, it's Carmen. Oh my God, it's Carmen. She's like, Johnny, Rico. And he hears a siren call and goes to her because they were together. And she's like, oh, how's it been? La, la, la. And he's like, oh, it's fine. I'm mobile infantry. La, la, la.
At this point, why keep torturing him like this?
I don't know, but like she goes on about how what she did was best for both of us, like, because of, we're at war now. What I did was best for both of us. And then Xander rocks up.
Which also is funny. In the recording, she was like, oh, see, we're so far apart, we can't be together because I'm gonna go career. And now she's like, you see, it's war. It's best for the both of us.
She's just making excuses, and then Xander rocks up.
I like how the reasons keep changing.
And Xander gets really close to Carmen, and it's like, oh, we're on the same flight team together. And Johnny's like, oh, I see. This is what's best for fucking both of us. And I'm like, I know, right? Because they're getting real close together. They're on the same flight team. And Rico's like, oh, I fucking see what this is, you bitch. He goes to walk off.
Honestly, he should have seen that so much sooner.
But he's only seen it. At least he's seen it.
So much sooner.
He gets upset.
Better later than never.
He gets bothered. He starts to walk off, and Carmen's like, she's a bit fussy. And then Xander's all like, oh, I'm the man, da 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 da. Let's disregard rank and start fighting and shit. Because like Rico is obviously wants to punch him in the face, but Xander's like, oh, you want to have a go? And he's like, and Rico's like, I would never punch an officer in the face because obviously Xander is a higher ranking member in the army, and Rico's not an idiot. He's not gonna hit a higher ranking person. And then Xander's like, we'll disregard rank. And I'm like, well, that's stupid because Rico is in the infantry. He's been trained to kill. That's not a good idea. But he disregards rank, and so Rico starts hammering him. He starts going for gold. He just beats the shit out of Xander. He would have won that fight had Dizzy and Ace
one
of the most
satisfying one of the most satisfying parts in the movie, not gonna lie.
Yeah, so like Rico would have won that fight. But
shit out of it. Although he did put up a good fight. The other guy.
He did. He did land a few punches, but Rico would have won. But Dizzy and Ace obviously stop him. And some of the other flight teams stop Xander from fighting. And they all pull each other away. Dizzy goes mobile infantry and the flight. They just don't mix because one team just flies around and the other team fucking goes to war and dies. So they just don't mix. And they pull him away. They go into a tattoo parlor. They get tattoos, matching tattoos, like Ace, Dizzy, Rico,
the entire team.
And they all get the same matching tattoos, and they're all having fun. They get ready for war, but then of course they go to war, and it's not fun because it turns out this is a scene from the very beginning where everyone's fucking dying, getting their asses eaten by giant bugs. And during the scene, the sergeant that they were following, they're following him, he gets eaten by a bug. Then they're left with no leader, and Ace has been given the squad leader position after Rico had failed. And they go look to Ace. What do we do now that the sergeant's dead? Ace freezes up. He doesn't know what to do. So they're all standing there panicking because everyone's dying and there's bugs everywhere. And then Rico takes the lead and says, kill them all. And so they start shooting and acting like soldiers again. But they're getting outnumbered and they're just losing. Dizzy gets an order to retreat because something's fucking gone wrong with this whole operation. And so they're retreating, but unfortunately Rico gets severely damaged on his leg by a bug and he can't move anymore. And it does look like he may have potentially lost his life. And it cuts to black. Sad. So sad.
Very, very sad.
Then we go back to the spaceship. Obviously, Carmen, she's alive, unfortunately. So she's up in the space station, and Xander's there too.
Of course, she wasn't there to begin with.
Yeah.
So.
Well, while they were flying and doing the drop pods, there are these bugs that can shoot these plasma lights into the sky, and they go all the way up into space. Like they're fucking OP. And so the captain.
The movie did make sure to give her these OP driving skills so that she specifically would survive.
And the captain at first, while all these plasma sort of lights were going up into space, that, it's just random or it's light, like it's not going to hurt the spaceships. And then some of the ships start getting hit and exploding. And it turns out they're not random and they're not just light. The bugs are literally targeting the spaceships. So Carmen had to like maneuver out of the exploding plasma bug bombs. And unfortunately, she did manage to do that. Damn.
Of course she manages to do that.
She's back at the big space station and all the surviving mobile infantry people are up there. But there are so many of them are like missing limbs. They're covered in blood. Like there's still more of them had died down there than had come back because obviously bugs don't take prisoners, they just kill. And there's this big sort of TV on the wall that shows the people who were killed in action, and she goes to type up Johnny's name and it says that Johnny was KIA, he's dead. So she gets all upset and I'm like, why the fuck are you upset for? Fucking
exactly,
serious.
for whatever reason. Like, make up your mind already.
Like
just
for real.
leave him die and like, come on.
She gets like, oh no, Johnny. And I'm like, you fucking broke up with him months ago and you've been probably banging Xander, you fucking bitch. Why do you suddenly care?
Exactly. Why start worrying now?
Stupid. So then
mysteries upon mysteries.
He's just an idiot. Then we cut to Ace and Dizzy. They're happy, they're goofing around. They find Rico. He's actually not dead. He's in a sort of healing pod. He's getting his leg fixed up. He didn't lose his leg, thank God, but it was very damaged, so he's getting it fixed up. And then Dizzy and Ace are laughing. They show his KIA orders saying, lol, you're dead. Lol, haha. But he's not dead. It's just funny that he's been marked that way. And then Dizzy kisses the glass and then Rico smiles and I'm like, oh, Dizzy's cute. And
I don't think it's just funny moment. I think it was implied that they kind of made it happen. That they made him be displayed as dead.
No,
so that he
they
gets,
just
like,
marked him off as
rest.
dead. It was an accident. They didn't make it was
I don't know.
They marked him as KIA, but Dizzy and Ace didn't fucking do it. It's just they're stupid at keeping tabs on all the thousands of hundreds of people that have died.
I don't know. I feel like it would have been a nice gesture.
That would have been stupid. If my friends made it seem like I was dead to make everyone worry, I'd be fucking mad.
Well, not worry, to give you a little bit more rest time to get your fucking leg fixed up so that you can walk.
They were going to fix up his leg anyway. That has nothing wrong with anything. He only had 2 mates that survived that whole ordeal. Everyone else got done in by bugs.
I think the movie leaves enough room for interpretation to see it this way.
I'm pretty sure they just miscounted and put him down as dead because the person who saved him probably didn't mark him down as, oh, by the way, I saved this one guy.
I don't know.
Because I don't think that would have happened. I just think they miscounted and goes, oh yeah, Johnny Brigg, he's dead.
Yeah, would have been, I don't know. Would have been a nice gesture though.
It's stupid. That wouldn't be a nice gesture at all. That'd be a horrible joke.
To give him more time to heal and rest.
But that doesn't make sense. They're recovering. In the army. This civilization doesn't give a shit about healing and rest. They want you up ASAP so they can send you back out to die. They don't care.
And this is exactly... Well, yeah, they don't care, which is exactly why his friends who do care...
No, but they live in this situation. They live in this society. They don't do rest and stuff. If the government says get up and fight, that's what you do in this world. You get up and fight.
That's pretty much how it goes here as well.
Like every human in this world pretty much has the same mentality, whereas the military is everything and we have to go and serve, mostly. That's just how this world is. That's the part of the funniness of the joke. Is that it's in a military world, and this is normal, and it's funny. That's the whole point of the story. And now we've cut to Rico, Ace, and Dizzy. They're joining a new squad because their entire squad got wiped the fuck out because their Sky Marshal, which was like the leader, when they all said go to Klendathu for war, that was a bad idea because everyone died. So they got a new Sky Marshal, and the new Sky Marshal's like, how about we take out the surrounding worlds first before we fucking hit the big boss? So they get put into a new squad. Guess who's the leader of this squad? It's Mr. Ratchek, Rico and Dizzy's old school teacher. He's serving. Turns out he's been in the army before the war and he's rejoined because like he's just a badass. his squad's
I mean,
name.
of course he's been. I think wasn't that implied in the very first scenes?
Yeah,
that he has been serving.
That he's served, or that he had served, and he's rejoined because of the new war that's going on. He's rejoined up.
I mean, it makes sense that you would pull in people that were in there that already have the experience. I think.
Well, they had to.
It's still cool to see him. Yeah. It's still cool to see him in action.
So he's back. He's the one who actually saved Rico and brought him back. And now they're part of the Roughnecks. And Mr. Ratchek,
which makes your theory of whoever saved Rico marking him as dead accidentally even less likely.
They wouldn't. He just didn't mention that. Why would he go, oh, by the way, I'm Mr. Ratchek and I randomly just picked up this guy. I'm just letting you know he's not dead. He doesn't have the fucking time to go up to the higher ups and tell them I saved Rico. They don't. Like, seriously. He probably just picked Rico up and then that's that. Took him to the fucking nearest med bay, dropped him off.
Then what's even the point of the list?
What do you mean? The list is just to say, well, this is the squads that we sent down. They didn't fucking come back. They're probably dead. Like, they're not going to take the time to count everybody. And I'm sure Mr. Ratchek didn't go, oh, by the way, I saved Rico. Like, no one has the time for that shit. They're just going to mark him off as dead. No one has the time. It's war. People are dying. War.
This makes the entire list redundant.
It just goes to show that literally, well, they don't care. These are just soldiers that go out, like in the movie, these are just fucking, they're cannon fodder. We send these people out to go kill the bugs. If they die, they die. That's how they treat these people. It's a bummer. It's sad, but it's how they treat these people. Oh, they're dead? Oh,
and there would be
I guess they're dead. It's sad. But that's just how they treat the mobile infantry. They're just, they go down, they kill the bugs, they die. That's a shame. Let's get some more. We got plenty of kids back on Earth. We'll just get them to sign up. That's how they treat it. It's sad, but that's how they treat it. Where were we?
Be it your way then.
That's their planet's way. That's how they live.
But I don't know but that's not how I choose to interpret that little scene. There's not enough evidence to.
They wouldn't.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why you just think it's a funny joke that they're playing. That's silly. They marked him as dead because they didn't fucking mark him as alive. Ratchek picked him up and took him back. But
because they choose to believe that it's his friends who made it this way.
They probably didn't even know he had managed to survive because he got left behind. The others ran off. The only one who would have known that he was alive was Ratchek. So then when they found out that Rico wasn't dead, that's great.
I don't know, to me it seemed like they didn't find him on accident in the spot. To me it felt like they were specifically going towards him to, like, quote unquote visit him.
Yeah, they might have found out he was alive later, but like the person who found Rico and saved him was Ratchek, so Dizzy wouldn't have known that he was alive at the time and made the fucking joke.
I'm not entirely convinced.
Because I'm pretty sure the only people who survived out of that whole squad was Dizzy and Ace, so had they gone back, like, they would have just marked everyone else off as dead because even Rico wasn't with them. Ratchek brought Rico back. They would have just marked off the rest of the squad as dead.
Well, fine. That does make sense. Whatever.
Where were we?
Whatever.
So Ratchek goes on about how, for the people who are new in my team, everyone fights, no one quits. If you don't do your job, I'll shoot you myself. So he's a badass. He'll just end your life expectancy if you don't do your job at serving in the army. And fair enough. So they got new orders. They're going to all these other planets surrounding Klendathu to sort of clear them before they hit the big K again. And so they get sent out. They kill a bunch of bugs. Shit's going well. Rico proves himself a pretty badass by taking on a giant lava fucking beetle, which was very impressive. He killed that guy on his own. And during this fight, unfortunately, squad leader pretty much got her arm melted off by the giant firebug, and she's AFK now. She's not dead, but she's AFK. So Rico's
That's true, we don't see her from this point on.
Well, she's lost an arm, so she's out. And so Rico's been promoted. Rico's been promoted, and now he's sort of like second in charge. And it's like, oh, good on you. Rico's turning into a really good sort of like, he's doing well in the army. He's proving himself to be a good leader, good second in command. He does his job. He's doing his part. He's really good at it, actually. He's proved that he pretty much belongs there. Like, he might not be that smart, but he will do his part, and he's loyal to the cause at least, and he will not fight. Like, he will do his part, and he will serve, and he will die for this thing. Like, that's just who he's becoming. And I'm like, well, that's pretty all right. And so after they succeeded in their mission, they made a little base, and Ratchek's like, all right, go fucking have some fun. There's booze, there's games, do what you want. And so apparently Ace can play violin, which is cool. So he's playing violin. And Dizzy wants to dance with Rico. Earlier. Yeah, we did. He can play violin, but it's weird that he can't, because his personality.
That was really funny in an unexpected moment, but it makes it so much greater.
Yeah, because he just doesn't seem like someone who would play it, but he does, and it's cool. So Dizzy wants to dance with Rico. She still has a crush on him, and Rico's like, oh no, I'm not dancing. I'm an officer. I'll pull rank. And then Dizzy's like, fine, I'm going to dance with someone else. And then Ratchek's like, all right, you asked me for advice before. I'm going to give you some advice now. Go fucking dance with that bitch, you fucking idiot. That's not what he says. He says, you know, don't give up on a good thing, but that's basically what he said. He said, go fucking dance with her, you stupid idiot. So he goes and dances with Dizzy, and Dizzy's happy, and then they're doing their thing, and then they go back to the fucking tent, and they're gonna have some smash. And I'm like, fucking good on yous. Go do the nasty in the fucking bug planet, having just killed a bunch of things.
It is.
Fuck yeah.
It is a bit weird though, retrospectively, that all this happened only because the surgeon nudged him into that direction.
But it's good, because it does make sense. Like, there's a lot of war happening, and and Rico's been given this fairly good thing. Like, a really cool, nice, fucking badass girl is into him. Don't just fucking give that up. Like, don't just push that away. Like, that could be a good thing. Don't give up on it.
It's still a bit weird that he literally would have done exactly that, what you're saying, if not for Resurgent.
Because he was trying to be, you know, I've been given this command sort of thing, and it's war, and I can't be enjoying this stuff because people are dying. But then Ratchek's like, go fucking have sex. And he's like, yeah, all right, fair enough. So they go back, they're doing the thing, but Ratchek rocks up before they start. He's like, look, we've been given orders. We need to leave in 10 minutes. And he's like, who's there with you? And it's Dizzy. She's half naked. And he's like, all right, make it 20. And leaves, and then they're giggling, and then Dizzy and then Rico's like, we can do it. We can do it in 20. So they end up smashing, and I'm like, fucking good on yous. 20-minute smash. So after that, they head off. They're going to their new mission thing. It's like a base. They sent out like an SOS, whatever. They're going to go to it, and during the journey there, one of the guys get picked up by a flyer and is getting completely mauled by this flying insect, and then Ratchek just kills the guy and says, okay, well, I'd expect any of you to do the same for me, like a mercy kill. And I'm like, fair enough. So as they head to this thing, they get there, it's completely abandoned. There's blood everywhere. It's clear that, you know, the arachnids have been here, and whoever was at the outpost have been, like, they're dead. So they do like a search to figure out if there's any survivors. They find holes that have been dug in through into like the inside areas of the base. And they're like, well, that's weird. That's how they got in. They did an ambush. They find a guy in a fridge. He had locked himself in a fridge, and they're like, okay, well, there's the Colonel. And the Colonel's like, I had to hide. I wasn't being a coward. Had I not hidden, they would have gotten into my brain. I have intelligence. And everyone's like, okay, what the fuck are you talking about? One of the corpses they find has a hole inside their head. And the Colonel goes, well, this is how they do it. Yeah, they get inside your mind, and they can, you know, they make you do things. They can get information. Like the SOS was a trick. Like they sent that out as a trap to get more people to come. And so everyone starts to realize, oh shit, it's a trap. We need to get ready to fight. and Dizzy starts trying to contact a airlift out of there because they need to fucking leave. And
guess who it's gonna be?
Yeah, guess who it's gonna be?
Guess who the lift's gonna be?
But so the place starts getting surrounded by bugs because it was a trap, and the Roughnecks start, fighting. It's what they do: murder bugs. And so they have to try and survive until the dropship comes to kind of save them.
It was such a great siege battle.
Yeah, they did a really good job.
So amazing.
A few people actually did survive as well. Yeah.
Well, I would even say most of them survived.
Most of them. Some of them didn't.
It's
but
so
most
rare to see. It was a decently large scale siege battle. Those are so rare to come by in movies, or at least I haven't seen many. Literally, the only other siege battles like these I can think of are from Lord of the Rings, which of course a little bit different scale, but still very amazingly done. That part, I was literally glued to the screen.
Yeah, it was a pretty good battle. But during the battle, unfortunately, Mr. Ratchek, as they're sort of heading to leave, because the ship dropped down, fucking Xander's there, fucking Xander. A big tanker bug, one of the lava creatures from before, starts digging up from underneath the ground to kind of dig into the base. And Mr. Ratchek, unfortunately, gets essentially bitten in half by it. And it's a bummer. They kill the bug, but he's been bitten in half, so he's dying. That's sad. But he goes to Rico, you know what to do, because it's time to do that mercy killing again, unfortunately. So Rico ends his life. But it's what he wanted, because he asked Rico to do it, and he told Rico, I'd expect anyone of you to do the same to me. Like, he was done. He didn't want to live like that. He was like, Rico, you have to do this. And Rico did it. So good for him. And so Dizzy kills that tanker bug, but as she's running to get into the airship, she gets impaled by one of the smaller soldier arachnids. And even though Rico and Ace kill the bug and drag her into the ship, she unfortunately doesn't make it because she's just in a bad way. But she's okay, and she's at peace with it because at least she got to have Rico before she died. And so that was kind of sad, but also sweet. And also...
Carmen's also there.
Yeah, Carmen's fucking also there, because Carmen is like Xander's flight pilot, so if Xander's there, fucking Carmen's there. So Carmen's alive, and Xander's like, hey, Rico's back there, he's still alive. And Carmen's surprised, like, oh shit, I thought he was dead. I'm like, fuck you, Carmen. And so they...
Why even care at this point?
Yeah, why even care?
Like, literally. Like, make up your mind, finally.
So when they get back to this big sort of... the bigger ship, they have a sort of funeral for Dizzy. She deserved it. Like a formal... one of those things where they shoot your body out into space. It was very nice, and it was very good, and it was sad. And then Carmen's there. I'm like, Carmen, you fucking shouldn't be there, you bitch. But she was there. And then as the funeral is ending, Carl walks in. We haven't seen Carl in a very long time, but he walks in. And so the funeral, I forget what it's called, but the people that were there, they leave. It's just Carmen, Carl, and Rico. And they're talking about pretty much what happened. Like, Carl's like, there was a low survival rate on the mission that your team went on. And like, they basically had a feeling, or Carl had a feeling, that it was going to end bad. So he knew that shit was going to go wrong because he's psychic. And Carmen's like, well, you knew and you sent him anyway? And then Carl's like, well, he had to, because like he had to know for sure, because even though there was a chance, like the probability was high of failure, he had to know that there was a brain bug on this planet. And a brain bug is basically what sort of sucked out the brains of that guy from that base that they were just at and called in the SOS. Like, they had to make sure that the brain bug was there because they want to capture it, because this brain bug has control over basically all the bugs in the planet. They use their own psychic abilities to control the bugs on the planet. So they had to make sure it was there before they actually sent out a proper attack. And unfortunately, Rico's squad was the one that went. And Rico's like, you know, whatever, we're mobile infantry. We're supposed to fucking go down and die. That's our job. Like, he's turned into like a full-on soldier now. And Carl's like, well, that's good because you're going back and you're going to catch the brain bug for me. And so they do. They go back, they launch a whole-scale operation. Carl makes Rico the new leader of the Roughnecks because, well, their old one unfortunately didn't make it. So now Rico is in charge of the Roughnecks. He's like sergeant now. It's great. Rico's like the leader of his own squad. He earned that and he deserves it. So he's leader of the Roughnecks. Ace is his like second in charge. They go back down to the planet they were just at and they start looking for the brain bug. Meanwhile, Carmen and Xander's ship up in space gets blown up because, like, the bugs can shoot plasma grenades. And unfortunately, Xander and Carmen survive that ordeal. But they crash land on the planet that Rico's on. And obviously, Rico's upset because they can hear the distress call. But he's a soldier. He's like, we can't go after them. She's more than likely dead. Like, there's no point in abandoning the mission. We can't abandon the mission to go save Carmen because that's stupid. And I'm like, yes, I agree. Carmen is stupid. So Carmen and Xander get basically taken hostage by the bugs, which you'd think is weird because why aren't they dying? It's because the bugs want to take them to the brain bug so that the brain bug can suck out their brains and learn what they know. Because like Xander's a high-ranking official and, well, Carmen's just there. So they take it to the brain bug to get sucked, which sounds horrible, but that's what happens. And then luckily, Xander gets his brain sucked out. I'm so happy about that. He goes first and gets his brain sucked out. He's dead. I'm like, thank God one of them is. And so as Rico and his squad, we go back to Rico and his squad, they're going to do their mission, nuking bug holes and all that jazz. He suddenly gets this feeling that Carmen's not dead, that she might still be alive. Like, he just gets this feeling all of a sudden. And so he decides, okay, I probably should go get her, unfortunately. But you can't abandon the mission. So he takes Ace and another guy. And you guys come with me and everyone else can stick to the mission. That way the mission's still going on. So he's not abandoning the mission. He's still doing the mission. But they're sending a small scout to go, to a small group to go and see if there's any survivors from the crash. So technically nothing bad has happened. He's still doing his mission and he's looking for survivors. So everything's technically fine. They find Carmen. They get to her before she gets eaten or killed, which is a bummer. So she gets to live. And as they're escaping, the other guy, whose name I can't remember, he ends up getting stabbed and dying. Well, not dying because they had a nuke to scare off the bugs. And so as he was stabbed and he was dying, he took the nuke from Rico. So Rico, Ace, and Carmen could escape while he basically died. That was a bummer, but I wish it was Carmen. But
he self-sacrificed himself.
Yeah, I wish it was Carmen.
In order to take out as many...
But it wasn't Carmen.
Well... No, that would have been too good.
So Ace, Carmen...
Not all wishes come true.
I know. And Rico, get out. They've lived. All the humans are celebrating. They're running to go to this area. Rico has no idea why, because he's been in a bug hole fucking dealing with Carmen. And he asks the soldier, what's going on? And they're like, oh, well, they caught the brain. And it's like, oh, we got the brain bug? Cool. So they go run to see what's up. And turns out they did catch the brain bug. Carl's there. He goes to touch it to read its mind. And he does read its mind, saying that the bug's scared. Obviously, it would be. It's surrounded by a bunch of apes screaming and yelling with guns. And so they got what they wanted, the brain bug. And so that's great. Now they can get information from the brain bug and possibly learn of ways to keep fighting the arachnids and possibly even like essentially wipe out their entire species. Yay, humanity. And Carmen's alive. Yay, that's great.
You missed the part where they're you missed the part
where the guy who
so happy about it being scared. Like, you know, usually in such cases it's the part where you go, oh, you know, these creatures, they're just like us, they're also scared. But nope, not here. They're fucking cheering on.
Yeah, because the bugs are scared. Of course they're proud of themselves. Yeah. It's the fucking, you know, again, democracy, super Earth. Fuck yeah, the bugs are scared.
I found that was probably the funniest moment for me personally.
Humanity's number one.
I didn't expect that, so.
So it's hilarious. Everyone's celebrating, shooting guns up in the air, full on. It's great. Also, turns out Zim was the one, Zim from earlier, who was a sergeant. He got his ass beat down to private. So he essentially did things that revoked his status to get him back down to private so that he could go on the front lines and fight for his world, which is kind of cool. And he was the guy that ended up getting the brain bug. He captured it. And I was like, well, fucking good on you, Zim. I mean, he was a badass. But now he's the private and Rico's a sergeant, and it's fun to see that. And, that's it. They're saved. And Rico's now, he's still leader of the Roughnecks. Ace is, his second in command. He's got one of, the best squads in the whole sort of thing. He's still fighting. He's still going. Do you want to live forever? Carmen becomes a captain of her own ship. Carl is doing experiments on bugs because he's fucking weird like that.
On the brain bug.
The war's still going because there's tons of bugs out there and they all need to be eradicated because humans forever. And join the mobile infantry. Do your part.
Are the other movies technically sequels?
Yeah, they're sequels, but they're not very good.
The
third one is absolutely trash. The second one is it's watchable, but it's not great. The first one is the best.
In other words.
Yeah, we're not going to be watching the other ones, no. But I definitely recommend the first one. And I haven't read the book because I haven't been into a bookstore for a while, because I have this thing where if I go into a bookstore, I want to buy books. And I don't have the money for that.
Really?
So I don't go into bookstores. Yay.
You're such a bookworm.
No, I haven't read a book in ages because I just buy them and I can't afford them.
You just buy them and not read them?
Pretty much. I just like having them.
Hoarding books?
I am a book hoarder.
That's...
But yeah, that's Starship Troopers. The end. Carmen didn't die. So bummed out. So bummed
Maybe
out.
she would have in the next ones, but I doubt it. I think plot armor is hard with her.
But yeah, thoughts before we do our general ranking and I go eat a sandwich?
Oh, I thought
wait, what are we doing?
I was gonna do them with the general ranking
yeah, all right.
mixed together. So, my view of this movie, I have to admit, improved during its runtime enormously. I have to admit, at the beginning, I wasn't really hooked at all. Like the first 30 minutes, I would say. I felt the pacing was a bit weird, but then again, it's an older movie. You're probably not gonna agree with me on this part, but I found some of the dialogues in this specific part a bit weird and non-coherent. Agree, disagree?
What?
Nimbus?
I didn't understand.
I found the dialogues in the beginning, some of them a little bit weird and kind of a bit wonky and discombobulated.
Really? Because it was pure English.
Yeah.
Made lots of sense.
Well, I don't know, like something when they were about to enter the military thingies, it was Carmen and Enrico talking. It was something like, "Oh, it's so exciting but so scary." Wait a second. It's so scary to run away or something, and then the reply was, "Yeah, I'm gonna miss you." And I'm like, okay, that's a weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. I felt like in the beginning it was a little bit like this. If the entire movie continued like that, it would have been a 5. But then during the middle part, when we were in the barracks, seeing the drills and such, that was a very, very nice pace, very harmonic. That was at that point I was like, yeah, it's definitely not a 5. It's more like a 6 somewhere. And then at the end, damn, like the siege fight, and I know the end just overall, I would say it's somewhere at a 7 for me.
Right.
Like, that was my entire train of thoughts.
Okay.
It's so... I feel like it... What?
No,
I feel like
I'm listening.
overall... Hmm?
I'm just listening. Keep going.
You're free to interrupt and add your stuff.
Well, no, I'm listening to
If
your
you think
general
I'm-
thoughts and your numbers. So I'm letting you talk.
Well, I don't know, in case I'm saying something weird,
I'll do
you're
mine
free
after
to
you
jump
do
in
yours. You keep going.
Well, that's basically it. Overall, I think it's fine resting at a 7. I wasn't... Well, the thing is, comparatively, I think I gave the Mummies a 7 as well. I didn't like this one as much as I did the Mummy. So I was very hesitant to rank it up, but... Yeah, what should I say? Overall, with the entire ending, I'd say it's fine there. It can stay. That's pretty much it. I have nothing to say anymore.
I see. So your ranking is 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I guess in your world is not that good, but
Okay. Like, 6 is basically anything below a 6 is shit. 7's good.
it will take some time for me to understand.
It makes
that
sense.
system.
It makes so much sense.
How is literally half, aka 5 out of 10, not okay?
Because 50% is shit.
50% is you passed.
50% is you barely made it
50%.
on a good day. Like, you just made it. Like, you're just
50
good enough to maybe be okay. Like, Jesus Christ. I should know because
50% is a D.
But yeah, exactly. A D. Do you know what a D is? A D is a fucking, like, just a path. Like, oh, good job, you did it. Oh, clap, clap, you got a D. Fucking great. Well done. You don't aim for D. You aim for triple S. That's what you aim for.
I don't know. No one would... I would never complain about a D. It's a pass. Who cares?
When it comes to games and movies, a D is not good enough.
Okay, I see this point, but still,
A D is not good
it's
enough.
just so... I feel like that's a little bit too... That leaves a little bit too narrow of a gap for the other numbers.
No, it just means if you get a 5,
if you're 7,
you're not worth watching. There are better movies out
but
there.
if your 7 isn't okay, that means that, and like, okay, 7 is okay, and 10 out of 10 is like the best. That leaves only 8 and 9 for like good, mediocre, a little bit more than good. I don't feel like it's enough to distribute
enough.
all
Anything
these
below
things.
a 6 isn't worth shit. To be fair, even a 6 is like just watchable. Just. Like a 6 is just watchable. Damn.
Like, I guess it makes more sense if you watch movies more like you, where you either like something or not. We're very like extremists like this, I guess.
I am a xenophile.
For me,
yes.
a lot of the... I don't think that's what it means.
It does.
For me...
I'm going to Google it right now. I'm going to ask ChatGPT.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm going to Google.
Okay. We're Googling. Because I view this a lot more differently. Okay, let's see what our research pulls up.
One sec. Xenophile.
Because I wouldn't even know what... It's sure taking its sweet time.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. No problem at all, says
And?
my chat GPT. A xenophile is someone who has an attraction or an admiration for people, cultures, or things that are foreign or unfamiliar. It's often used to describe someone who loves learning other cultures, but can also refer to a fascination with things like alien life in a sci-fi context. What am I thinking of?
Okay, well, that's not...
So
That's not
basically,
entirely what I
I want to
meant.
smash aliens. You know what? Those arachnids are looking pretty good. I was thinking of a different words. Oh, was it? I forget. There was another word that sounded like xenophile.
Xenophobe?
No, that's someone who
literally the
is
opposite.
afraid of aliens.
That's the opposite.
I want to
Well,
smash
not afraid,
aliens. I don't
like,
want to run from aliens. I want to have their children. What
they're
is
based.
the name? What is the sort of
What is-
name for someone who loves films?
Oh,
Who loves
that's what you
films,
mean?
describe a person. A cinephile. C-I-N-E. Cinephile.
Well, that's not what I really meant. I
Yeah.
meant, well, you have to elaborate on that, but from what I gather, you either love something or you hate it. I haven't really seen much in between with you. Because for me, it's not like that at all. Hmm?
Well,
Is
I
it
mean,
like that?
as
Am I
someone who
right?
likes, like, I watch movies, like, I'm someone, I love movies, I love TV, I love games, stories, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm very, very particular, I guess, about what I feel is good and what I think isn't, because I spend a lot of time with this stuff. You know? Like,
Well, what I mean is, there aren't many pieces of media where you would say they're okay.
oh, there's a lot that I would say are just shit. There's so much I'd say is like below a 5. There
they're
aren't a lot of 10s.
but not okay. Because for me, it's not like that at all. It's very rare that I find something entirely shit or entirely good. Most of the things I'm like, yeah, it's good, it's watchable. I'm not entirely stoked about it. I'm not so much enthusiastic about it, but it's like, okay. I still like it.
Probably because you're a
Not
casual
in a
watcher.
very strong way.
But people that casually watch aren't going to feel the same as people who watch pretty much all the time.
I watch anime pretty much all the time, and it's still the
But
same
anime
thing.
isn't exactly the same thing as like a Western movie. They have different structures, different styles of animation, or different stories and stuff like that. Like an anime isn't the same as like Starship. If you just took an anime and compared it to Starship Troopers, they're not the same at all.
What? Well, of course not. But what I mean is, someone can still like or dislike anime in the same way that you view movies. In the sense that they go, oh,
I do like that. If I watch
in
an
a sense-
anime, I don't rank anime in the same way as I would rank just normal movies, but I do have anime that I look at and go, well, that's a 10, that's an 8, that's a fucking 5, it can go in the trash. Like, you know? There are
Well, what
5s in every genre of media.
that is true, and much lower as well. I can only look at you, 11 Eyes and ZX Ignition. But what I'm trying to say is, since most of the things you view are, well, again, either really good or really bad, it makes sense for your ranking to like, for your okay to be a 7 out of 10. Which for me, it's just not enough room to sort everything properly out. I need that extra 6 and 7 to be above okay. You know, in order to sort things out improperly.
Sure. Well, sir, are you done?
Either way, yeah, it's a 7.
All right. Well,
it's a 7 out of 10 ultimately.
I need to quickly wrap this up because we're getting close to 2 hours. All right. So this has always been one of my favorite movies. It's definitely my number 1. It is just the best. I love the satire. I love just the funniness. I just love how the characters develop. Like seeing Rico go from some idiot kid who pretty much he's stupid. He's spoiled, and he goes from, you know, joining the army because my girlfriend did, and and just being someone who doesn't really believe in like anything really, he's just floating through life, to someone who takes charge, who takes responsibility, who does what he does because he believes in it and he feels it's right. Like, he goes from just a childish kid to a man who is leading his group, and I love seeing that. And I love seeing like Ace also did something similar. He went from this cocky guy to someone who realized that he can't really lead, but he will follow his friend to the ends of the earth. And just seeing everyone change throughout the movie, like, there was a very good character development, except Carmen, because she was a bitch throughout, but everyone else had some pretty good character development, and you can see their growth, and you can see them go from like a noob or a rookie, a private, to becoming who they are at the end. Very good. And I just like the whole satire of it all. It's just funny. It's just like, and how everyone's like, fuck yeah, war. And oh, this bug's so scared. This is the best. It's just funny. It's just stupid funny. It's horrible, but it's stupid funny. It's very...
No, but it's genius. It's genius is what it is.
Like, it's just funny, and I just like the movie. I just can't explain it. It's my favorite. So I give it a 10 out of 10 just because I like it. It's my favorite. It's a 10 out of 10. I recommend watching it. Don't watch the other ones, though. They're shit. But watch the first one. The end.
Or maybe watch the other ones in order to, elevate the first one.
No. Just watch the first one, enjoy it, and then go play, like, the games or Helldivers, like, or read the book, but don't watch the other movies. Just watch the first one.
What are the other games?
There are Starship Trooper games, which are, like, tactical strategy games.
And, RTS?
Yeah, I think they're those kinds of games.
I might have heard of them in that case.
And then
I wasn't sure if they're entirely connected, but...
And then Helldivers is just Helldivers. It's first-person shooter, I think, or third-person shooter. But yeah, go play that. That's fun. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Watch it and then play the games, because why not? Would you like to know more?
Me?
It's a line from the movie.
Oh.
Do you remember?
No.
Remember, service guarantees citizenship. Turns out this whole video was actually an army recruitment video. Go join the army today.
Oh no, how was I coerced into this? No,
I'm just kidding. You do what you want. If you serve, mad respect. If you want to join up, do it. If you don't, fair enough. No one wants to get shot at.
Just don't join because of some Carmens.
Yeah, don't join because your boyfriend or girlfriend fucking did. That's a stupid reason. Stupid reason. Do it because you want to, or because you believe in it. Don't do it because your partner's doing it. That's stupid.
Because you have no other fucking choice.
Like, Jesus.
Oh, well.
But yeah, so that's the movie. Hope you enjoyed it. And perhaps a few of our own beliefs might have seeped into this episode a little bit, but it is what it is. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, and that's okay. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Everyone's entitled to their opinions, even Allah, who was usually wrong.
I was gonna say, whatever. I'm used to being bullied by now.
What were you gonna say before I say goodbye?
That's incredible. Oh yeah, right. I completely forgot that this entire time you've had your music. I was sitting here in utter silence.
Yeah, I've had some pretty good music. So
do
the viewers.
Fucking mean.
Pretty good.
God damn it. Completely.
Anyway.
That's insane.
Are
Next
we done?
time I want to
Time
hear it as well. Yeah.
Alright. Well, we'll be doing another movie soon. It's Allah's pick. And this time I will say, because he doesn't like spoiling it, it's not a horrible pick. So...
Yeah, it's finally something that Dimus will enjoy as well.
Yeah,
so
well, I have already enjoyed it. It's not much of a new movie, but, well, not for me, I've seen it, but it's not horrible. So I think maybe you guys might enjoy it. New. Well, have you not seen it?
Maybe. We'll see. No, I have.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I have.
We've both seen it, but we haven't talked about it, so we'll talk about it.
Nope.
So I'll give you a hint, though.
But this is...
Think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need like a word or a sentence to describe it without giving it away.
This is perfect. Think. No, this is perfect. Think. This is the only hint you're gonna get. Think and you're gonna.
I want to say a word.
Eventually.
A word that'll describe the movie, but not completely give it away. I know. I'll do a sentence from the movie. You know, the people that have seen it will know. Total eclipse of the sun.
I watched the movie in German. It was so long ago, I wouldn't even know.
Well, the people who have seen it in English will know.
I wouldn't even know.
You know what I'm talking about. Total eclipse of the sun. You know. Anyway, thanks for watching. I gave it a 10 out of 10 Starship Troopers. Go watch it and join the army today. Anyway, bye, Alla.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Okay. You don't have to. It's not propaganda. I'm just fucking around. All right. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Or am I? Turns out I'm actually a Black Ops this entire time. Actually, it's true. No, it's not. I'm screwing around. Or am I? You'll never know.
Who knows? Find out next time.
Also, watch my Danganronpa videos because they're really fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you. Bye.